Hey everybody, welcome to Turks and Jerks, our Monday morning recap of the NFL. Joined today by Michael Shore and Tracy Sandler, 49ersfangirl.com. Check it out, which I believe would make you a 49ers fan?
Yeah, for sure.
We already have one on the panel, though.
You're awesome.
Thanks very much. I'm 49ers fanboy, but there's no .com.
Not fan man.
Well, now fan man. I started as a fanboy, though.
So we're going to begin with our Turks of the Week, our best of the weekend. Tracy, would you like to start us off?
Well, who would have thought it? But my Turk of the Week is Kirk Cousins, who I am sure had the best day of his life yesterday, leading the Redskins back from a 24-7 deficit. He had not thrown more than one touchdown in a game this season. He threw 3 yesterday. He went 33 for 40 with 317 yards. He ran in a touchdown, and he was pretty excited about it after the game.
And actually, we have some video. He did seem a little bit fired up.
You like that? You like that? You like that? You like that?
I do like that. I like that. I like that. He's fired up. He's excited. They won. They're in the hunt.
Right.
Who also would have thought that? They're in the hunt.
The most excited person ever to beat the Buccaneers at home in the history of football.
Ever.
Kirk Cousins, yeah, it's a great pick, of course, and the NFC East being the NFC East, it's not surprising that a team like the Pigskins would be technically still in it with a fired-up Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Very good choice, as always. Michael?
My Turk of the Week, you wouldn't think this would be a Turk of the Week, but it's E.J. Manuel, the quarterback, the interim quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Not the wide receiver.
Because here's the thing. They were getting lambasted in London. They were down, out. He'd thrown 2 interceptions. I think, hardly a completion in the first half of that game. And like, if you watch sports and you see athletes who kind of stay with it, I think that is elevating in and of itself. And he's a guy who had been criticized from the get-go. Rex Ryan chose Tyrod Taylor, probably wisely, to start over him. He was a disaster in the first half of this game. He could have folded. He could have, said, this is not going to work out for me in Buffalo while I'm in London. He could have defected to England at that point. And he stuck with it. And he played hard and did well. He turned it into a football game. It was 34-31. If you like sports and you like the sort of the trials and tribulations of an athlete, I say he's a Turk of the Week.
Sounds like his autobiography, if there were to be one, The Trials and Tribulations of E.J. Manuel.
That was an autobiography or biography?
Maybe a biography.
Yeah,
Well, he
right.
might
I'm
write
not a
it.
Bills fanboy either. Well, he could write it himself. He has he'll have plenty of time when Taylor gets back. But so I think that we look at the numbers and we look at all that, and his numbers at the end of the game were actually pretty good. But when you see, like when you watch sports for the athletes, he did what you're supposed to do, which is when you are as down as you possibly can be, keep playing, keep going. And so he gets my ironic Turk of the Week.
This is a very interesting beginning to Turks because we have E.J. Manuel and Kirk Cousins as the best.
Right.
Now,
that's why you get coverage on the Young Turks Sports, the TYT Sports, that you do not get anywhere else.
And I feel like I have no choice but to add to this strange group of Week 7 Turks because I'm telling you, if we were to say in the beginning of the season, Week 7, you're going to have E.J. Manuel, Kirk Cousins, and Stefon Diggs.
Right.
Rookie wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. If you saw his catch, it was truly remarkable. And that's not just the only reason. It really leads into the Minnesota Vikings being the Turk of the Week. The Minnesota Vikings get no coverage ever in the history of sports media. Nobody wants to cover them.
Well, unless one of them hits their kid with a switch.
Right, and even when that happens, they kind of move on to other things pretty quickly, like they get back to the Ray Rice situation, they got more concussion problem.
It's true. The Vikings are undercovered.
Right. If there was a radar, they can't be found on it.
Right.
So, and even more interesting was last week, I listened to the Dan Patrick Morning radio show and Colin Cowherd, and there were callers calling and saying, why aren't you talking about the Vikings? Why aren't you talking about the Vikings? And you kind of forget. They're 4-2. Their only bad loss really came in Week 1 to the 49ers. By the way, there you go, guys. Your 49ers mentioned 20-3.
That's when we were 1-0.
Where Carlos Hyde was going to
Tom Sula was 2-0 career as a coach, the winningest coach in 49ers history.
Right, which is, and now what is he?
He's less than that.
Right, yeah. I figured. And Carlos Hyde at that point was going to be the leading rusher and break every record in the history of running backs in the NFL. But when you look at the Vikings, they had one loss to the Broncos by a field goal in which they could have won that game. That was a good defense. And Teddy Bridgewater of last year his last 6 games, he completed more than 70% of his passes. He's starting to get back towards that trend. He's looking more confident in the pocket and outside the pocket when he has to move. Stefon Diggs gets the credit for making an unbelievably great catch in the end zone. Adrian Peterson breaks off a 75-yard run. There's not many complete teams.
No, and
NFL.
Bridgewater and Cousins, in a way, going back to your pick, remind me of each other the way they play quarterback. I mean, I know you're not allowed to compare a black quarterback to a white quarterback, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And they both see them both have these successful Sundays is fantastic. I mean, if you like that, if you like either of those teams, it's even more fantastic.
Right.
But yeah, that's that sort of style of balancing pocket and rush too that Bridgewater does. I think,
and he was a guy you want to. I like rooting for. I like watching him on Louisville when he played there. He has a very strange release that he's making work in the NFL. But like I said, the Vikings seem like a complete team. They still have the Packers twice, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. So we'll see if we are who they thought they are.
Well, we'll see if the Cardinals are who. What do we think is going to happen in these? Well, I guess I don't know when this is airing, but I'm just going to say, and they're playing football again. Well, the Cardinals and Ravens are playing football again.
In terms of this is going up before tonight's game,
right?
So that's a fair question.
Okay, I think the Ravens are going to upset them.
Ooh,
we put it out there.
Strong choice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you might be the jerk of the week.
No, because you're not a jerk for picking a long shot and then being wrong about it. You can only be a Turk. You can't be a jerk.
We can make room on the monitor wall for you, Michael.
Yeah, I say John Kasich is going to win the Republican nomination, and he doesn't win it. I'm not an idiot, right? But if he wins it, I am a genius. Right. It's okay.
And although J.R. Jackson is not on the panel this morning, J.R. Jackson did feel the need to send out an email and a text message, tweet it out. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook and Instagram. Really, any form. He really wanted Todd Bowles to be mentioned for his Turk of the Week, so much so that he even said, I might become a Jets fan.
Wow.
Because of that. That's a bold statement.
On the day his Rams played so well.
Right, exactly. So if you saw Todd Bowles in the press conference, he wasn't exactly fired up, but he did have some interesting words. We have this quote that I would like to read off, and he was, by the way, if anybody notices where this comes from, we should be upset we lost. You show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser. We're going to stew it over. We're going to stew it over for a night. Next day, we're going to get ready for Oakland. You guys know where the show me a loser, show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser comes from?
I don't.
Vince Lombardi. Many, many years ago. So that was a quote, and not many people were picking that up. So I found that amazing.
The Lombardi part,
He was a good coach, that Vince Lombardi.
Yeah, I've heard some good things.
Yeah,
he
doesn't. Good coach.
Apparently,
Michael,
he didn't raise good coaches though, because his on what it was like watching Vince Lombardi. It was great. I once walked up to him and I said, "You guys are good losers," and then he went into this tirade, and that was
You're right there for it.
It was great.
Leave your best of the NFL weekend in the comment section below. Your Turks, I should say. Make sure to follow the panel on Twitter and, of course, at 49ers Fangirl, and check out the website too, 49ersfangirl.com for everything 49ers related.
Everything. And some NFL related stuff too.
Oh, cool.
We're not just.
We branch out. Okay.
We branch out.
That's great. Make sure to check that out. Michael, at 49ers Fanboy.
Go Niners.
Yeah. Not Jason Rubin 91. We'll see you next time.